And hello once again. So Max Verstappen, 4 times world champion. Yes, I did get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch the race. It's Formula 1, and Formula 1 is my most favourite sport, so why not? Right, well, I like motorsport in general anyway. Yeah, it's a bit dingy, you know, I can't get the lighting right. Oh, fucking well. Yeah, it's a very dingy day today, very windy, so can't do a lot about it. Right, and I've got a nice cup of tea because it's cold. Well, coldish, ain't as cold as what it was the last couple of days. But anyway, it's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about the weather, even though it's crap today. Right, so Max Verstappen, 4 times world champion. Well, let's have a look at this season, shall we? He didn't have it all his own way. Ain't like the previous 2 seasons where it was the Max Verstappen Red Bull show. It started off like that. Well, even I thought, oh, here we go again, another Red Bull Max Verstappen show, you know, because he was just constant at the beginning of the season, and then it all started to fall apart for Red Bull. Something to do with, I don't know, FIA changed the rules or something like that. Then McLaren became strong, and Max didn't win races for a while. You know, he was coming into points, but he weren't up to his usual standard. The car, it was definitely the car. You know, he's a talented driver, no question about it. Just look at Brazil. I mean, look, he came from right down to finish first. That was a masterclass drive. Yeah, I said it. He's a masterclass driver. But if you ain't got the car, you know, you ain't going to do it. Everyone goes on, oh, Lewis Hamilton won 7 times, won all those championships because he had the best car, Well, sometimes drivers do need the best car, you know. But, you know, Lewis Hamilton didn't have it all his own way. He was always championships besides 2020, I think. He had competition. You know, he had competition with his own teammate. He had competition with Ferrari when they become good. But Ferrari, let's face it, they are a shambles, aren't they? They got a good car. When they got a good car, they go and fuck it up. And something they've done this year sort of fucked it up. But, you know, Red Bull are not having it all their own way. They are not leading the championship. McLaren and Ferrari are beating them. So that's going to be interesting to find out what happens in the last 2 races plus 1 sprint. So who's going to take the Constructors' Championship, I wonder? I mean, Red Bull was still in it, you know, but it seems like Red Bull's points were only really accomplished by Max Verstappen. Where's Perez? You know, he's got the same car, so why? Some say that the Red Bull is tailored around Max Verstappen, you know, the car's built around him. Yeah, that's probably true, and probably, you know, whoever's going to be joining Red Bull, they're going to probably be the second driver to Max Verstappen. Well, he is talented, you know, and he started at a young age of 17, so he was impressive from the start. So, yeah, he was like Hamilton from the start. I mean, yeah, he had started with McLaren, but, you know, it just shows he wasn't going to be a number 2 driver like Senna when he went with Prost in McLaren in 1988. Senna was too good, and he proved that he wasn't going to be a number 2 driver. Why should he? He's got good talent. Well, he did have good talent. Rest in peace, Ayrton Senna, 30 years ago, wasn't it? But interesting next year. What's going to happen next year? Is Red Bull going to be competitive? I mean, we got likes of Adrian Newey, he's gone to Aston Martin. I think some personnel have left Red Bull. Are they going to be as competitive? I mean, this year it started off really well, and they just got nowhere. They ain't been winning races for a long time, except for that. Like in Brazil, when Max just Well, that was just a brilliant drive. But you know, what is going on with Red Bull? They ain't their competitive selves. I mean, as I said, 22 and 23, it was just the Max Verstappen Red Bull show. No one could touch him. And I thought, well, this is beginning of the season. It's going to be like that again. But no. Something to do with the rules. They changed the rules. And McLaren, you know, they started doing good, but now they ain't doing so well. You know, everyone thought, oh, Lando Norris is going to fight him, but he has occasionally, but he ain't consistent. You know, is Lando Norris a future world champion? I've got questions about that. I do not know. I don't. If he needs to be more aggressive, I think he ain't Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton's pretty aggressive, you know. And is Mercedes going to come back? I mean, 1-2. I mean, they did well to come back with that result. You know, Max is probably going to be around for a while, but is the team, if he stays with Red Bull, are they going to be any good? Are they going to be competitive next year? Be interesting. What is Lewis Hamilton going to be doing at Ferrari, I wonder? You know, everyone's saying, oh, Lewis Hamilton's going to... I can't see much. I think it's just a publicity stunt, to be honest with you. I mean, he's on his way. You know, he's achieved what he needed to achieve. I think he might try, but I can't see it. You know, he'll be 40 next year, so I don't know. You never know, it might prove me wrong. But I think next year's going to be interesting to see what happens. But this year, you know, it's been up and down for Red Bull. You know, it's only because, you know, Max Verstappen won those races at the beginning and was really consistent. A bit like Jenson Button was in 2009 with Braun. You know, he won those first Grand Prix, I think 5 in a row or something like that, and scored high in the points. And that's why he was world champion. Not taking nothing away from Jenson Button, he was a good driver. But that's the thing with Max, he did the same thing. You know, he was consistent at the beginning of the season. And, you know, with 2 races to spare, he's world champion. So, yeah, he deserved that. You know, I think because of his aggressive driving, you know, some of the overtake, I just think this, oh, you can't overtake off the fucking track, oh, these track fucking limits. It's pathetic, it really is pathetic. Fucking hell. Back in the day you didn't have, no, oh, track limits, oh, don't worry, you can run on it, you can overtake. It's really getting pathetic, it really is. Yeah, so yeah, did Max Verstappen, yeah, he deserved it. I just don't think Lando Norris was aggressive enough, to be honest with you. And, you know, what's going to be interesting, who's going to be Constructors' Championship? Who's going to be the championship of the Constructors this year? So 2 more races to go, plus the 1 sprint. I think the McLaren, I think they're 25 points ahead, are they? Something like that. Then Ferrari, then Red Bull. So it should be interesting to see who's going to be the champions. If Red Bull were going to be crap, you know, I can't see it personally. It's probably going to be a championship driver not winning the Constructors' Championship, if you know what I mean. I think that could be the first in history, I think, for Red Bull. You know, when Red Bull wins a championship, say like with Vettel, he won 4 championships, but the Constructors always went to Red Bull because, you know, they was always ahead. But I think this would be maybe the only time when Red Bull wins a Drivers' Championship and not a Constructors' Championship, but it's still a couple of races to go yet, we'll soon find out. But McLaren look good, you know. They haven't won a Constructors' Championship. I do believe the last time McLaren won a Constructors' Championship was back in 1998. Yes, all that time ago with Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard. Yeah, 1998. And I think the last Drivers' Championship was Lewis Hamilton in 2008. So that'll be good for McLaren if they can come back. And ironically, the last time, I think, yeah, 1998 was with a Mercedes engine as well. So they got a Mercedes engine at the moment. So McLaren Mercedes. And yeah, I think when Lewis Hamilton won in 2008, I think he had a Mercedes engine there. So, or could Ferrari do it? Could Ferrari be Constructors' Champions? When did they last win a Constructors' Championship? It must, not as long as McLaren, but it must, 2008, I think, when Massa, everyone thought Massa was going to be world champion. No, Lewis Hamilton got there, and it was Glock who pulled over. No, he didn't. No, that's just crap. You know, it was wet conditions, and I think he had dry tyres on. He didn't pull over. That is just shit. Yeah, because everyone wants, oh, yeah, he pulled over. No, he didn't. Fuck off. Right, yeah, so could Ferrari do it? Since 2008? That's the last time they won a Constructors' Championship. Last Drivers' Champion was the year before with, what's his name? Kimi Räikkönen. That's the last time they won a Drivers' Championship. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'll definitely be watching it throughout the end because it'd be nice to see a different constructor. I mean, what is it? Been a lot since 2014. It's either been Mercedes or Red Bull. So we've only had 2 different constructors since 2014. So it would be nice to see a different constructor win it. I mean, Max Verstappen on 4 times now, 4 times world champion. Deserves it? Yes, he does. He was just brilliant, especially in Brazil. That was just a brilliant drive by him. Yeah, deserves it, no doubt about that. Anyway, I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.